Hey guys, welcome back to the Imagination Station, and today we'll be reading Never Old Enough by CallMeIzukuNotDeku, Chapter 2. Oh, and before we start, I'm just really upset because I filmed this entire 16-minute video and didn't have my microphone on. So this is take 2, and I don't even freaking know why I'm so dumb because I've literally made this mistake before and I promised myself I'd never do it again, but I found a way to forget again. So, I love this chapter so much that I actually don't mind reading it again, but yep, just a little drained and annoyed. But anyway, that's enough of me talking. Time to get into the chapter. This is your house? Shoto nodded, unable to muster any regret for his decision. The bus ride home was quiet. Izuku wasn't given any new clothes, so he left going home barefoot in a hospital gown. Shota couldn't imagine what it must have been like, but it didn't stop him from standing close to the kid and staring down at anyone who looked their way. A little small, but it's home. Cozy, the kid mumbled. Shota walked in first, then had to invite Izuku in, had to push down his anger when he learned that Izuku wasn't allowed inside his old house unless invited. He looked around in awe at Shota's tiny apartment. It was 2 bedrooms, a living room, a bathroom, and a kitchen, all designed to be as small as humanly possible. And it was his. He showed Izuku throughout all the rooms and let him change into the clothes he bribed Nomuri to bring just an hour earlier before setting in the kitchen to make dinner. Honestly, he was just planning to go home and crash on his bed, but he wasn't going to just tell the kid to look for leftovers. So instead, he started making something quick. It was a recipe he knew by heart, which was making the cooking go by faster. Izuku, all the while, sat at the table, unsure of what to do with himself. When Shota turned back to him with 2 steaming bowls of rice, he looked down at the table. "You can eat, you know," Shota says after a couple of bites. "I know," Izuku mumbles, still not picking up his chopsticks until Shota's finished. Then the kid drops part of his meal into Shota's bowl. I'm not hungry." Shota trails off at the boy's look and takes him a few seconds to realize what he's asking. "Oh," he coughed. Yeah, of course." A 9-year-old boy, afraid of being roofed. That's something Shota never thought he'd see. Oh, and by the way, I don't really know how to pronounce that word. It's Roofid. If I said that wrong, then my bad. Back onto the story. Only a couple minutes after Shota had eaten, the boy lifted his chopsticks to his mouth and started eating. The first bite was slow. The second was not. Shota stilled. The kid was practically savage, shoving every last grain into his mouth without bothering to breathe. "Do you want seconds?" Shota asked, at a loss for words of what to do. Izuku squinted, as if to see him better. "Am I allowed to?" "You're allowed to eat, if that's what you're asking." "I just ate, though." "Are you still hungry?" "Does that matter?" "Yes." The kid blinked back at him before mumbling in awe. "Since when?" "Since always, kid. I'll take that as if you're still hungry. Can I get you another bowl?" Shota would let the boy do it himself, but he didn't trust him so close to the stove or knives. He didn't call Nem, asking her to clean out anything that might be dangerous from the guest room just to let the kid hurt himself in the kitchen. "If you wouldn't mind, I'd like that very much." "Thank you." "Yeah, of course, kid." Shota shrugged before refilling his bowl, and much to his dismay, the kid once again put a piece in his bowl. Shota ate it and waited in almost awkward silence before Izuku snuck a glance at the clock before eating. He was slower this time, letting himself breathe in between bites. "This is really good. And it's the nicest thing anyone's done for me in a while." "Thank you very much," Reese said. "Shota's fine when I'm not on the clock, and, I just made dinner. It's rice curry. Your favorite food or something?" "No, I just usually cook all the meals, so it was really nice of you to do it for me. Thank you." Shota bit his lip to keep all the things he wanted to ask bottled up. They could wait. For now, he just had to make sure Izuku was comfortable. Of course, if you'd like, you could help me cook sometime. But you don't have to if you don't want to. Something flashes across the kid's eyes before they go blank. Izuku mumbles for a couple of seconds before pausing, shaking his head and looking again at Shoto, unfazed by whatever he just did. I'd like to help, please. And it was his eyes. The words were kind enough, but the eyes said what he couldn't. He needed that routine. He needed some sense of stability, or he'd go mad. Of course, kid. Thanks. No. Thank you for letting me help, the kid yawned. Do you want to go to bed? I'm fine. It would be rude to go to sleep before you, and we haven't talked about where I'm going to sleep. Where you're gonna... They had talked. Shoto showed the kid the guest room and told him that he could sleep in there. The moment by the door flashed in his mind. Sleep, yeah. It sounded like you wanted me to sleep in the guest room, but I'm not usually allowed on bed, so I wasn't really sure where you wanted me to sleep, or if you had any blankets for me, or... Hey, Shoto might as well have threatened his life with how rigid the kid got. You can sleep on the bed. He didn't know what he expected, but confusion was not it. Are you sure? The kid started bouncing a bit in his seat, like super duper sure. Sorry to question you, I just really want to make sure you're not choking. I'm not. You can sleep on the bed, and while we're on the topic, because of my patrol schedule, I don't wake up until past noon, usually, but help yourself to whatever's in the fridge and feel free to turn on the TV. I just ask that you don't use any of the knives or the stove, okay? The child nodded so vigorously that Shoto almost was worried for a second that he'd get whiplash from that. But the boy looked up, the sun in his eyes, and said, Of course, Mr. Shoto. Thank you. Very, very much. Sure, kid, Shoto replied. He wanted to do something. He wanted to tell the kid that his old rules were bullshit and that he wasn't being treated like a human being. He wanted to show the kid how kind the world was and make him feel okay. But it was late, and Izuku looked ecstatic about sleeping in a bed, and Shota needed to sleep too. So he sent the kid off to bed, did the dishes, and was asleep before his head even hit the pillow. He was too tired to dream that night, but for once, he woke up feeling well rested. He stretched until his joints popped, and got up to start making breakfast. He got out the eggs and toast before he heard a door click. He reached for his capture weapon and foolishly realized that he didn't have it on him, before remembering the kid. Izuku's staying with him for a month, or he'll kill himself. Shota couldn't find it in himself to regret anything as he got out a second plate. He started humming a tune he heard somewhere, sometime as he began cooking. The toilet flushed, the sink ran, and Shota almost flinched when he heard a beat behind him. Good morning. Holy hell, kid. You are quiet, huh? I guess. Do you want any help? Would, but I'm almost done. Sorry I couldn't help. It's fine. You were in the bathroom anyway. Sorry. It's fine, Shota said, jumping the first 2 eggs onto a piece of toast. All right, there's your breakfast. I'm just going to make mine now, and I can make more for you after if you're still hungry. But you can turn on the TV for now. What channel do you want it on? Shota cracked another egg onto the pan. Whatever you like. Oh, I'm not allowed to touch the TV. I don't know what I want to watch. That's fine. This is fine. Shota can handle this. Well, what do you like? The kid glowed for a second before slapping a hand over his mouth and muttering, It doesn't matter. I really... What do you like? I can put on what you like. The kid kept shrinking into himself, shoulders rolling closer with every word as his eyes drifted to the floor. I'm fine with anything. You can skim through the channels until you find something you want to watch. The kid looked even more anxious at this. He looked at Shota's eyes, but he swore the boy saw right past them into the deepest parts of him. Izuku was looking for a lie. He was searching and searching for what Shota could gain from this, what he could take from Izuku. The boy only looked more scared, as if Shota was playing some cruel joke on him. Here, Shota said again. Do you like heroes? The kid stared for a moment, completely still, before giving him a quick nod. How about you put something on with heroes in it? The kid finally relaxed a bit at this. Okay, thank you, Mr. Shota. He wanted to amend what the kid said. Mr. made him feel old, but he seemed anxious enough about calling him by his first name, so it would be fine for now. He just had to make sure the kid was comfortable first. It doesn't take much longer after that to finish up the eggs, but Izuku already got a hero network on the TV by the time Shota was in the room. A news network in particular, not one of those kids' shows about heroes beating up the bad guys. That's the stuff 9-year-olds normally enjoy. Not the news, where heroes actually get hurt sometimes. Izuku once again waits until Shota's done eating to rip off a piece of his egg sandwich and give it to Shota, who thanks him. The kid's been glancing around the entire time, his guard up. He feels the need to be cautious around Shota, but his eyes keep darting to the screen. Eventually, Izuku eats the sandwich before excusing himself to wash the dishes, and without a good reason to deny him, Shota lets him, but keeps him in company. Maybe it'll be good to have a conversation with him now, when his energy can be directed towards the dishes and not picking his nails or wringing out his hands. He's got to get the kid a fidget. How are you doing, Izuku? Really good, actually. You're really nice, letting me inside the house and letting me sleep on the bed. Thank you very much, Mr. Shota. It's really nice of you to do that for a quirkless like me, who's just going to die in another month. Shota took a deep breath. It's rare to hear death talked about in such a casual manner, much more to hear it about suicide, and even more from the mouth of a child who shouldn't even know what that is. But you'll stay alive if you want to live, right? Yes, Mr. Shota. But please try not to get your hopes up. I felt like this for a while, and I don't really have anything going for me, so after I've stayed with you for a month, I'm going to kill myself. The kid thought to himself for a second. Shota thought he heard maybe with sleeping pills this time, so no one finds me on the street and mistakes me for a quirked kid. I can help. Listen, kid, the boy stiffened. Izuku, I don't know how to help, but I know how you feel. I feel like that too sometimes. No. People feel sad because they don't know what to do next. I want to take my life because I have nothing left. I haven't had anything of my own since I was diagnosed, and Mom thought I was fragile, so she wouldn't let me inside the house. And Daddy thought I could still develop a quirk, so he did things to me. And they hurt, and I didn't develop a quirk. And now, they're both gone. After a month, you'll leave me too, but you'll have given me the opportunity to be happy. That's more than enough. Thank you. But I'm sorry. I don't want to live. I don't know how to live. Izuku put down the plate he was holding. I can teach you. I don't have a mommy or daddy either. My friends taught me how to live when I was a couple of years older than you, and you can stay with me for more than a month if you'd want to. I just wanted to start with a month to keep you alive for that long and see if we can keep going, okay? No, Izuku insisted. I could never push that on you. I'm way too much of a burden. You're not a burden, Izuku. You haven't known me for a day yet. Once you get to know me, you'll learn. I understand if you change your mind and don't want me here anymore after a couple of days as well. Just tell me when you want me to leave. Whenever you're ready. You can leave whenever you're ready, but you're welcome to stay however long you'd like. The kid gave a little smile, like he knew something Shota didn't. Okay, Mr. Shota. Ooh, wow. That chapter was amazing. Thank you so much to the author for letting me read this series. Like, the way you write and the story development, the characters, oh my gosh, it makes me want to melt and cry. I started sobbing halfway through and had to stop recording. Oh my god. Yes, thank you everyone for listening to this reading. You all really mean the world to me, and I just love doing all these videos for you, so thank you for all the support. It's really amazing. I'm going to try to get these chapters out consistently and not disappear on you guys for super long times but yeah, I'm glad I could finish this for you all, and I hope you enjoyed me reading. Don't forget to stay hydrated, take care of yourself, because I love you guys so much, so you guys should love yourselves. Well, that's enough of me talking. See you soon. Bye!